How are you guys doing? Welcome back, welcome back. I've been inconsistent and I'm so sorry. I've been really busy, but I'm going to do better. No excuses. If you're new, welcome, babe. My name is Fancy. We are so happy to have you. If you are returning, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for all the love, the support, and just being so encouraging. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this video out here for you ASAP. So this video is going to be a new series. It's going to be Marrying into Millions. And I just want to do like a reaction. You know what I mean? I just want to kind of give you girls a visual. Now, I repeat myself over and over again in videos, in coaching calls, in our private sugar baby group, in person. Like I'm on repeat, and I feel as though even if I bring, a guy or two or three in to talk to you, they're still, confirming the things that I've already said to you. So I figured when I found out about this series or this series on Lifetime or whatever, I was like, no way, let me check it out. Let me see how it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is real life examples. That I can just sit here and kind of identify the type of sugar daddy or salt daddy the girls are dealing with and the type of sugar baby or lack thereof the women are. And I guess I don't want to call them necessarily, well, I guess I can call them sugar babies because that's what they call themselves. Whatever you want to call yourself, that's fine, babe. So the first couple we're going to break down is Katie and Kevin. And so the reason why they're in season 2. And even though it's only been like maybe an episode or two dealing with them, I'm not going to give you a whole overview of their entire relationship. Again, we've only seen snippets, but I've seen enough to be able to, identify that a lot of you girls are like Katie. Now, Katie, I believe she's in her early 20s, and she is just a sweetheart. She is just so sweet, again, from what we've seen so far. And because of the trauma that she has been in her life with, being adopted at a young age, being raised by foster parents, then, her mother dying of an illness when she was like, in her adolescence. And then just growing up with, a single father trying to make it happen. Like, she's very relatable. She's very relatable. She wasn't raised with a silver spoon in her mouth. You know what I mean? And she has really had to overcome some obstacles like many of us have. So I figured, when I saw Katie, I saw so many of the girls that I actually have my one-on-ones with. And I'm just like, OMG. So Kevin, he is a young sugar daddy. He is 30 years old. And I wrote down some notes. Kevin, his net worth is $40 million. Okay. And what I noticed about Kevin was that a lot of you girls are stuck into the physical attraction and the swag and the drip and the couple goals and what y'all look like and your type and your preferences. But you don't understand when I say you should always date up for specific reasons. You don't understand why. Kevin is extremely selfish. He's extremely self-centered. I'm gonna, let me give you a little clip right now so we can kind of watch it together because, y'all, it was crazy. I'm using my son's cell phone. So, forgive me, because it was this specific scene within the episode where, he said that Katie was his absolute everything. I'm going to let him say it for himself.
My girlfriend, she's very easy to get along with. She's fun. We have such chemistry. Like, we just get along, and that's like something that's really rare. I really enjoy being with her. This is actually...
So you heard it from his mouth that that's legit his absolute everything. She's super kind. She's super sweet. They don't have any issues. They've been dating for, I'm gonna guess, did I write that down? Maybe 6 months to a year. I'm just gonna, guesstimate. So correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of you girls love to correct me, especially when I'm right. And I'm like, sweetheart, you double check yourself. So if I am wrong on any specific details, please feel free to correct me. But she is struggling basically. She was a bottle girl. She models part-time, and she's literally living, paycheck to paycheck.
I don't have a concrete job at the moment. I used to model and do bottle service at nightclubs. Then I quit because modeling and working at nightclub aren't exactly career paths.
And with that being said, she's honestly struggling to make ends meet. But she is so in love, and she is so engulfed and obsessed with this man because this is her only sense of happiness. Now, I tell you girls how important it is when you've been through trauma within, your life, within your family, within relationships. You have to take time to heal, and this is a perfect example.
Mom passed. We were so close. I literally would sleep with her every single night up until 7th grade. And I remember the last day I actually saw her was on Mother's Day. We saw her, and then an hour later she passed away.
Because Katie experienced so much, with her childhood, with the loss of a parent, just with being an adult and not having the lifestyle that, she dreamed of. It was very necessary for her to seek out counseling. A lot of people don't understand that, yes, we might appear to be functioning, but you have to understand, until you get help being able to sort out your past, being able to heal those wounds, and being able to identify how not to backtrack and allow that to happen again, then that's when you are ready for another relationship. And because Katie didn't have that, she is clinging on to her only sense of happiness, and that's Kevin. Now, Kevin invited her. Within the situation, it said that Katie and Kevin only goes out. Katie says that Kevin takes her out to dinner 3 times a month.
And I go on dates about 3 times a month. We typically just order in. So this is like a special occasion for us, and
any other time,
my estimated net worth is somewhere between 40 and 50 million.
$40 million man, they're ordering in. And this just goes to show, just because a man has money doesn't make him high value. Just because a man has money doesn't mean that he qualifies to have your attention, have your time, have your love, have your energy. This grown boy has no business being in anybody's relationship at all. He states to him, they made a statement that he has humble beginnings, and he was raised to, in a situation not, in middle class or whatever the case is, and he had to work for everything that he has, and he'll be darned, if a woman's gonna use him or have him taking care of her. So Kevin, out of the 1 out of 3 times that he even takes her out, thinking, yes, Fancy, that's nice, high value men, multi-million-dollar men, they have to work a lot and stuff like that. So, he's going to be busy, and 3 times a month, that's almost once a week. So is that not good enough? So listen here. So as I was watching, I said, okay, Katie's over here struggling. I don't know why she's like, kind of living in the hood, and her boyfriend has 2 multi-million-dollar estates.
Multi-million-dollar mansion on the beach. The sun sets literally right outside my bedroom window. And I also own a penthouse in Las Vegas. But besides that,
in 2 different locations. She's getting ready and stuff like that, and she's made excuses for him.
You guys have been together for this long, and he doesn't even do stuff for you with like all that money he has?
He's very frugal.
Do you think he's like doesn't want to spend money on you because there's like the question of does she want me for my money?
I know he doesn't like spend a lot of money on me and stuff, but I don't feel like I expect that.
Yeah, but a little something like to show you he cares, you know?
Yeah. I really love Kevin, and I know he loves me too, but when it comes to spending money on me, he's really weird.
Her excuses, oh, don't worry, he's frugal and I understand. And, even though I was raised traditional where, the man is supposed to provide and stuff, he's frugal, and he continues to explain to me that's just how he's raised. And so I'm going to accept that. She also stated he hasn't spent any money on her thus far, so she just doesn't expect it anymore, and it doesn't really bother her. She said some things you just have to, let go. You have to pick your battles. You better stop it. And she's a beautiful girl. All of you don't understand. I talk to you girls back to back to back to back every hour on the hour. You know what I mean? I'm talking to another one of you, and it breaks my heart to hear how these men take advantage of you. And then it hurts me to hear how you girls are so broken that you're stating that, you know what, Fancy, I'm totally over him, but what if he does come back? What should I do? Our whole coaching call is you tell me all this torment and all this hardship that this man has put you through, and then versus telling me that, hey, you're ready to move on, you're ready to let go and let God, you're ready to, work on your future and work on yourself, you're ready to focus on what you deserve versus making someone else happy. You're telling me all this mess this man has drug you through, and then you want me to be able to help you get him back and prepare you for when he comes back, because you know he's going to come back, because anytime you pull away and you appear to be moving on, he always circles back. And that's an issue with you. If a man is able to circle back to you, if he's able to leave you, go with this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, that means you are stagnant and you're not moving if he's able to come back to you. A man, and it's in their nature to like challenges. They will chase, after a woman that they don't have. So if you are not in their eyesight, and if they can't see you, and they don't know that they have access to you, they'll continue to distance themselves until they're like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. Do I still got her? Can I sit here, and even though I did X, Y, and Z to her, even though I treated her like a dog, even though I spit on her like some trash, even though I did all of this to her, I bet I still got her though. I bet I still got her. And it is a game. And you're thinking that he's coming back because he loves you. So let's go back to Katie. Again, we're using Katie. I didn't want to go into an in detail kind of situation about each and every one, and it's not going to be your typical reaction, but I'm trying to give you a visual as to seeing yourself in someone else. So if you haven't seen this episode, I'm going to let you, after this video, please do, so you can see into detail. Of course, I'm not really sure, since I am new to reactions, how much of the clips that I can put in this video, since it is on another channel. You know what I mean? As far as copyright and stuff like that. But I will put in as much as I can without, an alarm. So Katie's getting all dressed and stuff. She's talking to her girlfriend, giving, her all the rundown, saying, I know you don't like him, and a lot of people don't, but you just don't understand. So I'm thinking, well, you know what? You said he's frugal, Katie. Let's see what he's doing. So then it's going to jump to the next scene, and he's stating all that he has and how he does, conferences and how they met. I think they believe, and this is going to also I want to break down how each and every one of these girls met these guys, because y'all are like, Fancy, how do you meet these guys? So according to Katie and Kevin's story, Katie was so broke that she really wanted to attend this e-commerce or this online marketing or some kind of conference that Kevin was hosting, and she didn't have enough money to attend, so she sold her camera just to get a ticket just to attend, and they met within this conference. So of course, not saying, do all of that. I'm just saying, when you are trying to better yourself, when you are trying to educate yourself, when you are placing yourself into workshops and conferences and stuff like that, you are exposing yourself to different people from different walks of life. And Katie wasn't going there to find a man. She wasn't there freestyling or networking. Like, she sold her camera just because she was struggling so much she wanted to learn a new trade or learn a new way to making money. And that's when he saw her in a crowd, made her move, and they met. And it's really organic. Y'all ask me all the time, how do I meet my guys? And it's my everyday life. From I can be doing absolutely anything. Y'all asked me in one of my videos, do you wear that to the gynecologist? Absolutely. Absolutely. My gynecologist, the whole entire office knows when I'm walking in. They can smell me. They can, what, oh, you smell so, they can see me from a distance. They know I'm coming, and I'm on the schedule. But yeah, because again, when after I'm leaving the gyno, I never know who I'm gonna meet at the gas station. I never know who I'm gonna meet running my errands at the bank. I don't know who I'm gonna run into at the grocery store. I don't know if I might want to stop at the mall. I never know how I'm feeling, you know what I mean? And typically when I'm doing things like that, I'm kid free. So because I'm kid free, I'm going to take advantage of my time. Okay, so that's how they met. So Katie got all cute and stuff, and she's going to, this restaurant because this is one of their 3 dates. And they're eating and chit-chatting, and, it's just going back and forth, telling them, about their personalities. And he's just, talking down on her, and these are red flags to, identify when you're dating these men on first dates or second dates, when you're doing this online dating thing. He's talking down on her. Oh, it's so cute when I watch her struggle and, trying to open, and her table etiquette. Because I think she was trying to open a crab or something like that. And she was just like hurting herself. And like, he was just laughing versus trying to sit here and say, hey, sweetheart, let me help you. I'm going to show you how to do it. He just kind of laughed about it. And he just kind of stated like, he just kind of looked like, well, it's just because you can tell clearly the difference of her upbringing. I'm used to money and the finer things in life, and she's not. Dude, she is a reflection of you. And because he is a young man, he still has not found himself. And if he lost everything, he is not the type of man who he's able to get it all back. And with him being frugal, you know what I mean? People don't understand that you can't save up to become a millionaire. You have to sit here and you have to spend money. You have to invest. You have to take risk. You have to be daring and calm. That's why the characteristics of a high value man is very important. It's just as important as the income. He can have the income and not have the characteristics. He's not a high value man. He can have the characteristics and not have the income. He's not a high value man. It is the total package. It's the total package. And this man is not a high value man. And I'm thinking to myself, like, even like Katie, she could be with a Dusty. She could be with a Dusty, her age, that looks good, and they'll be living in the same house. I'm sure if he saw her firsthand struggling, and the Dusty struggling too, some Dusties, when they just have to, they're backed up to a corner because they don't want to, be out in the street. Some Dusties are better than others. Some will get out there and contribute something. This man is a multi-millionaire, and he is not making his woman's life easy at all. So as he's sitting here and putting her down and all kinds of stuff, I'm just looking like. So then all of a sudden, she's over here saying how she's so in love and that this is her first love and her first really serious relationship and how she's so happy. And he continues to put her down. Yeah, I wake up at 5 because I'm an entrepreneur and I have stuff to do, and she sleeps until 11, 12. And, I want her, his exact words, I wrote it down. His exact words were, he wants her to create her own way to becoming someone successful. What's the point of networking? You cannot tell me that you didn't look up to nobody didn't help you, nobody didn't push you along, nobody motivated you, nobody encouraged you, nobody influenced you, nobody inspired you to become who you are today. And you actually love this woman, and your exact words were what? Your exact words. She's perfect. She's not that perfect for you to sit here and help her. but you mimic her, you make fun of her, and then wait. So, 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 the dinner's wrapping up, and this man says, I'm gonna let him say it for himself.
So, do you want to split this?
You want to split the check?
You just know how I feel.
Kevin, what did you say?
So, do you want to split this?
You want to split the check?
You just know how I feel.
He asked her, so are you gonna pay your half of the bill? I was shook. I said, Kevin, stop it right now. I'm just, what? So, do you believe that he said he loves her? Of course, they've been physical. Yes, she'll come over and hang out, and she's loyal and stands up for him and doesn't argue. None of that. The perfect woman to this man. And he will not spend a dime, not even on a date. And he understands that she's struggling. But he wants her to find her own way and to figure it out. Because he had to do it. What kind of man is that? And those are the men that some of you women are going for. And so I know a lot of times we can't see through our own dysfunction and our own toxicity. But when you see it in a separate situation, I have women calling me on coaching calls. Fancy, I'm so glad that, you helped me edit my profile and you were right with that guy. You said the right things. You helped me. I secured him. We're dating now, girl. Like I would, I have girls that consistently have coaching calls with me, and I have girls who've had coaching calls with me months ago, and they follow up every month, every 2 months, just to give me an update. This girl, and I know I told you before, she followed back up, and she said that she's been dating a millionaire because of the quarantine. They have not went out anywhere, not one date. Okay, Kevin. He doesn't even order in, and he'll cook for her. What? So you can't even pay for something, you're going to cook. Okay. And then she puts it down and she wants to know how can she get him to start spending money. Kevin will not spend money on Katie. Kevin will not spend money on Katie. He will not. He is the type of man that even if he decided to marry her, it will be because he's settling, and he's just not saying that she's not a great catch, but he doesn't see anything at the time that's better, that's worth him going after. Because as soon as he sees something worth it, he's going to leave Katie. And as soon as that woman holds him to a higher standard, like, Kevin, stop. Like, you know what? Never again in my life. Go talk to the management, because I'm not paying for my half. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying for my half. What? Stop. No, I would have never in my life. And then you see Katie throwing her card out like, knowing good and darn well that she might be getting evicted from her apartment next month, or who she can't move in with. Her cheating, young, 30-year-old millionaire. Same thing with you girls. If a man is not investing money in the beginning, he's not going to start investing money into you. He's just not going to do it. And it kills me that so many women, I'm not saying you girls, but so many women are out there and they're seeking the validation of a man, saying, even Katie said it on camera, the last thing that you could ever call me is a gold digger. Girl, the first thing that we can call you is you're for everybody. You know what I mean? Because basically, you're so desperate to be with somebody, anybody, even somebody who's blatantly disrespecting you, and it's not her fault. It is her fault. It is her fault. We've all been through hardship. We've all been through struggles. We all been through pain. The point of the matter is she was not ready to be in no relationship. She needs to have her own bills and her own situation together. So when it comes to a man, she's not, at his mercy where, if he sees me, struggling, like, he might pay for my rent just because he's still out there in the streets dealing with these other women, and he don't want me to move in because I'm gonna mess up his vibe. So he wants me to still have a place where he can, send me back to my chambers. What is the benefit? What's this man has a beautiful woman on his arm, an amazing relationship, and he has all this money, and he says he's frugal, but he has multiple estates, and he has a Lambo, and he says, oh, I'm frugal, but I spend money where I feel like it's necessary. Obviously, sweetheart, you're not. He stated to you how he feels, and it's the same thing when it comes to you women. If I'm talking to you, girl, you need to pause. You need to subscribe. You need to like this video, because I'm telling you that this is not something where you're like, y'all gonna be like, oh, she was stupid, or oh, this, or fancy that's. No, it is common. I talk to girls on a daily, at least once every other day, at least. That's the least. That's like a good week. Where a woman is with a man and she's dating his potential. She's dating him because of what he has. I don't care how much your Rolex costs. I don't care what kind of car that you're driving. I don't care where you're living. I don't care what kind of suit that you're wearing or what you state that you are. If it's not reflecting into my bank account, if you're not doing your part as a man to protect me, to provide me, then there's no reason. There's no reason. This man has built an empire from the ground up, and he's not even trying to mentor her. And you want to know, Fancy, why do you not suggest me dating young guys? They're very selfish. They're very self-centered. They haven't lived life enough to understand that it says in the Bible specifically, not a man that finds a good job, not a man that finds a good house, not a man who finds a good car, a man who finds a wife, finds a good thing. Like, Kevin's not going to realize it until, he marries somebody terrible, then ends up years later getting a divorce, and then 45, 50 years old, he's out here, dealing with sugar babies. What he said that he would never want to deal with, because he's not a good man and he's trash. And that's if he has money. This man can run through this money like nothing. Never in my life. I'm stating that do not let these men deceive you. Every day stating, oh, I won't do this. I won't do this. I'll never do this for a woman. I'll never, spend money on a woman. I'll never do this. And then they meet me. Hey, it's nice to meet you. So, take Katie and Kevin as a learning lesson. And either you want to be like Katie and just be happy that you're with a man that he will throw you in the trash as soon as he gets the opportunity because he doesn't love you. Or are you going to use Katie as a stepping stone and learn from her mistakes and understand that we will not be like Katie? And we don't F with Kevin's. I don't care how much money you have. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to treat me any kind of way. And we're not going 50-50 on a bill. I'm going to pay. I could have came to this restaurant by myself. And I would have ordered whatever I wanted. And the manager, I went to restaurants before, and the manager was like, okay, is she sitting with somebody? And the server, because the server told me, because the server was like, he was asking, were you sitting with someone? And I just told him that you were waiting for somebody. And for whatever reason, they came really late. So you just went ahead and ordered your food or whatever the case is. It was a homegirl. She came late. And so, because if it was a guy, I would have left. But it was a homegirl. And the manager was like, okay, pay for her, comp her food, and whatever else she gets is on me. And whoever's late, they shouldn't have had her waiting like that. Katie could have got her food paid for by another single bachelor within that nice restaurant, or even the manager. Been there, done that. So, no, I'm not going to allow a man to occupy a spot so he's not helping me and he's preventing anybody else from helping me. Now, the choice is yours. It's your life. You are responsible for your happiness. And either you're going to allow these men to get in a position where they're blocking your blessings and you're latched onto them because you're being intimate. You have these soul ties, because you have low self-esteem, because you have a poverty mindset and you're feeling like nobody else is going to do what this man is doing for me and I'm going to accept his scraps. Then by all means, because you better, I'm not gonna say you better than me, but you better than others, because I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. So I hope y'all liked it. Again, I'm still new on reaction, so I don't really know if I should have played more of the video, but it's really not, as far as entertainment and, a response to, what happened. It's a visual of what not to do. It's a visual picture of seeing somebody, how they met. Y'all ask me all the time, how do you meet these guys? Katie done met a guy, was trying to get on her grind. It didn't help her. He's a millionaire, still ain't doing nothing for her. He's getting what he wants out of her, sleeping with her, and she's still sitting over here struggling, wasting her youth. Wasting her youth, wasting her pretty. So, but I love you, girls. I do. I do. I do. I do. Oh, I do. So, if you haven't already, book a coaching. Book a coaching. Get a second opinion, okay? So we all need a little, a little advice. And girl, if you're doing your thing and you're making that money, congratulations. You go, girl, with your bad self and continue to get to the bag. I'm going to put my email down below so you can email me, and we can book something for our coaching session. In addition to that, y'all were asking about the Sugar Baby event. I'm going to talk to the girls. I'm going to record it, most of it, but if any of the girls don't necessarily want to have their faces in it, that's their prerogative, that's their business. So I'll make sure, I either blur them out or, be respectful. But I love you, girls, and thank you so much for watching. All right, bye.